he is also going to enter into the era of wiggle tunes. That particular company because I was the one that was headhunting all this talent.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty.
I remember freestyling. I was shocked to see myself in that space. I was like, because everybody looked at me, they're like, oh, so Mr. Soulful. What can be this now? But tried something, so came out something like, here we can build house up and some pop and better cash number. Have you ever woken up and like even the smell in the air, it smells like death?
Nah, fam.
No, that morning was morbid. Yeah. I don't want to lie to you. I woke up into a very morbid mood around the house.
Welcome to another episode of Dine and Dialogue. I am Lerato, Molefe, and of course, I am your host. And today I am with somebody that we had to travel such a long distance to come see. I'm ready to find out for the first time as a Dine and Dialogue. So I do know that the place has a lot of talent, and I am only now penetrating the space to find out and in the entertainment sphere in Mpumalanga, Muyipi. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming back. Like, subscribe, and share. And also enjoy the show. You know, Mlingani next to me, the also hyper, you're very hyperactive, the loud, but more than anything, the gorgeous singer. I almost said the songstress, so I was like, do you say songstress when it's a guy? No. So I can't say the songstress, but yeah, he's such a lovely singer. How are you doing?
I'm all good, my darling. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. You know, I remember the first time you sang for me. That was, you took my breath away. You sang Purple Rain. Do you remember?
Ooh.
That was the very first time you and I sat down together.
Oh, yeah.
And you sang Purple Rain for me.
Ooh.
So now we're gonna, you know?
Yeah.
So that you guys have to believe me when I tell you that he's a gorgeous singer. Just a bit of Purple Rain for me before we go any further. This is an introduction of who you are, child.
I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain, and I never wanted to be your weekend lover. Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I always love your voice, man.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Firstly, are you good?
I'm good.
How's life right now?
Hey, life right now is. I don't want to say great. I don't want to say bad, but I'm living partial moments of I prayed for this.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm living in between the I
Yeah.
prayed for this. I remember praying for this.
Yeah.
Okay, I see this coming into
And
fruition
nice.
and all of that. And
Yeah.
like, okay.
That's a very beautiful phase to be in.
Interesting phase.
You know, life comes in phases.
Oh yes.
So I was actually gonna ask you the phase that you're going through right now in your life, and you answered me before I even asked. You know, the answered prayer phase.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I've had the pleasure or the grace of experiencing that phase in my life, not so long ago, because now I'm feeling like I'm in the how to live or how to multiply. You know, when they say when God blesses you with something, you have to multiply that blessing.
Yes, very true.
So I feel like right now I'm in a phase of learning or knowing how to multiply the blessings that God has.
Yes.
Yeah. So that phase of I prayed for this and now it's happening. I felt like it was so terrifying. I felt like it was terrifying in the sense of you get to a point and you find that there's people that have been there for a minute.
Oh.
So now you don't know how to act. You know, like, do I act like, oh my goodness, I'm finally here, or do I act cool because I'm not the only one that's here? Like, You know, people have been here. So,
you know what's funny about that phrase? You try by all means to try and compose yourself.
Yeah.
And say, okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
But, ooh, should I, okay, if I get too excited about this, is this gonna go away? Or, okay, is it too early to celebrate? Oh, it's that moment of transition when you're trying to settle down. It's okay. It's a surreal moment. It's like an out of body type of experience.
Except it's every day. Because now that's your reality, isn't it?
Because now when you're used to a certain phase of your life, and then now all of a sudden quickly, now Dilori changes, and now you're exploring new opportunities. You're meeting different people. The network is growing, and you're like, man, is this real? You feel like somebody could pinch you and tell you, man, Lerato, this is actually you. Yeah.
I've actually had many people come to me and say, you are moving like you don't know who you are right now.
That's me every time.
Yeah.
That's me every time.
Yeah, okay. I don't know the direction that the conversation has taken so quickly. Seems to be, you know, very deep. You know, we're not trying to do that. We're here to talk about your journey to explore indlela lese uyihambile to being the Mlingani soul child that you are today.
Oh yes.
First time that I came across you, it was because of your music and purely because of your music. And I think even now you hadn't tapped into the many other talents that you had at the time. You were still, you know, pushing Mlingani soul child, the musician.
Oh
you know?
yes.
How is that? Because I feel like for whatever reason that has kind of taken the back seat. How's that right now?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tricky question, but I'm actually glad you asked that.
Yeah.
If you remember correctly, Bachel.
Listen, let's
go.
It's okay. Yeah.
All right. If you remember when we met sometime in 2019. Was it 2019 or 2018?
Probably 18. Probably 18.
Oh, it's 2019. I remember because I just came back from Tanzania, and that time.
Where was that?
We just done Zanzibar.
Where was that though? When we
that
were
was
meeting?
In Bombela.
No, the first time we met,
When was it?
Because the first time we met was for our interview, isn't it? Unsa 70K Radio. Do you remember? That's where you sang the Purple Rain.
Oh yes, that was 2018. I'm thinking a year later.
Stop thinking.
Okay. Pardon me for that one.
Leave that to me from now.
Yeah, pardon me for that one.
Yeah.
You see, when we met at that time, I remember I had, I think I had dropped or was about to drop a single, and that time.
Yeah.
Never in my life did I ever imagine myself where I am right now.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, there's been so many lessons, so many changeovers. There's been a lot of do-overs, a lot of heartbreak along the way, a lot of growing up, and a lot of discovering, a lot of out-of-body experiences. So much so, Gucci, I'm like, oh. I look back now when you ask me that question, I'm like, ooh, that's tricky. Because trying to figure out, the journey has been this long. Back at that time, anybody who's ever known me from when I still lived in Bombela will tell you, Mlingani is a musician. Mlingani is this. That's the best way anybody could describe me from back in that era. It was the music, songwriting. There was the live performances, because I lived for the stage. I still live for the stage, but now things have changed.
Yeah.
You know, but I've never abandoned the music. What had happened was, I remember shortly after our first interview, when you were still on K Radio, We chatted, we kept in touch here and there, and then life presented certain opportunities, and certain countries were visited, and a lot of experience. But then COVID hit. COVID hit, but before COVID hit, hey, there's so much information to digest. Let me just calm down.
Say something,
there's a lot that I want to say, but pardon me.
Start at the beginning.
Let me start at the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
You're talking to an ADHD person, so there's a lot of information to process.
Fine.
Please bear with me on this one.
Yeah. One of those. Yeah.
So I remember, let's start back 2018, 2019. 2018, there was the music. And then somebody that I won't mention by name.
We don't do that though, like, hi, you know.
Yeah, somebody that I will not mention by name, Lerato Molefe, introduced.
Okay, no, you can do that. It's fine.
Somebody, yeah.
No, you know what, Nick?
Yeah.
I feel like I can just fast track this whole thing.
Yeah.
He is also going to enter into the era of wiggle tunes. That particular company, because I was the one that was headhunting all these talents.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty. It's fine, I'm guilty. But you know what, Nick? I'm
Yeah.
not all the way guilty because I feel like I helped you identify something within you.
Touch my blood.
No, because
Touch
you're
my
trying
blood.
to paint me bad.
No, look. Let me take it there on purpose.
Yeah.
Because part of where I am right now, that was a huge contributory factor.
Yeah.
Let me put it like this. I had never considered myself in the media space.
Yeah.
As a presenter or as a face. In the media space. I've always seen myself as the talent. Yeah, I'd always be the subject of interviews and but not being as the anchor and all of that. I remember when you were with Wiggle Tunes, I came through for my interview shortly after I came back from Tanzania. I sat down with you and I fell in love with, I think that's when the radio bug bit me. The media bug. Let me call it the media bug, not radio, because where I am right now is not just limited to just radio.
Yeah.
You see, I saw how eloquently you did things. I must credit you for a lot of things. So much so, I saw how eloquently you handled yourself on radio, and I was like, I don't know,
no. Oh wow.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I loved how I fell in love with the idea of being able to speak to so many people at the same time.
Yeah.
Using one medium. So I was like, oh. And then somebody named Lerato Molefe introduced me into that space.
Yeah.
And as much as you say we go but to be honest, Wiggle was necessary.
A learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a learning curve for a lot of us.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have pursued media like that up to where I am right now.
Yeah.
Had I not explored that path. Because I had like a day or two to think about when you told me about the auditions and all of that. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna do it. You understand? I got there, a lot of mistakes were made. There was a lot of noise, but it was necessary. You dig?
Okay.
Yeah, and then comes COVID. Now the stories, there's.
What stories, Mlingani? What stories? What were the stories that were there?
I saw the previous interview. I saw the previous interview.
So you understand that khuluma ube straight.
Yeah.
Inzabu ibeke etafuleni.
Yes.
Khombisa ukuthi awunamanga.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. So what stories are you talking about?
So
It's a good thing because I'm here. I can speak for myself.
Yes. there was a lot of drama with Wiggle, but and I don't say this out of spite or anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like Gunema Kamalwa Shilo, just to quote you, let me just paraphrase from what you said. You said it's like working with somebody that wants something, but they just don't know how to
get where they
channel it to where they want it. You understand? They had the vision for it, but it was incomplete. It needed a lot of fine tuning. It needed a lot of touches and all of that.
Yeah.
So a lot of mistakes.
I feel like I have to say something there.
Yes.
And I have to clarify this thing before people start thinking that I'm pushing a particular agenda here.
Yes.
When it comes to Iwigo. I just want to correct that and just say that unfortunately or fortunately, that place had in one space so much talent from the province. Do you understand? Like so many young talented people were there, and I had happened to cross paths with almost all of them. So many times when I sit down with somebody, it's going to be somebody that I have crossed paths with.
Yes.
But I don't want us to
dwell so much.
I don't want us to take away the fact that that place was one of the first. It was actually the first online radios or one of the first, because I do know that there's one Yalaikai that existed in WhatsApp radio, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So Iwigo Tunes was one of the first online radios in Mpumalanga that got, very big recognition. Do you understand? Because we did get the recognition.
True.
It was just unfortunate because we didn't know what we want, or we did know what we want, but we didn't really have the know-how of how to get where we wanted to go.
Exactly.
And the owners also didn't really know how to get where they wanted us to go, and there was no a place where we could all come together in,
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's how, unfortunately, and things like these happen in business. Sometimes you try something, it works. Sometimes you try it and it doesn't. Sometimes you can't just try it once. You have to try it again and again. And then
it's a trial and error type of situation.
So I don't want it to come across as me,
trying
having
to
a
push a certain
vendetta
agenda,
against Iwigo Tunes. More than anything, I feel like it's okay for people that went through that to express that, okay, in this journey, sometimes you come across 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that you said it was a learning curve.
Yes.
And it was actually a learning curve for me as well. So I just want to put it out there. I don't have anything against Iwigo Tunes. It was just a huge, huge learning curve for me, and I think for everybody that was a part of it. So and unfortunately, that is so unfortunate. And when I'm sitting down with somebody and they have to tell their story, they're going to mention it, and they can't mention it without mentioning me.
True. Look, let me put it like this. What happened had to happen. One thing I've realized about this life is that everything that's happened was supposed to happen. It was predetermined to happen. That's fate. That's what we call fate. And all of that. So if anybody were to ask me this, if anybody were to ask me right now and say, Mlingani, would you change anything? If you had the power to change what happened to you in life, what would you change? Absolutely nothing.
You wouldn't change nothing?
Nothing.
Well, you're living a good life, huh?
No. It shaped me for the better.
Nah, fam. I could use a subtraction of some of the corners that I carved in my life. I could go the rest of my life without some of the fine tuning that I've been through.
I get you. Look, for me, I've I don't know, maybe it's come with a lot of spiritual growth. I've had to undergo a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of personal growth internally in order to be able to get to where I am. I've had to learn to forgive myself for certain mistakes that I made along the way. And I realized, Uti, certain things were necessary. Had they not happened, certain traits Gimme would not have been shaped proper. So
I don't know. I feel like ngobu at the papel. What traits are you talking about? Well, that's all that we know.
True.
Have you changed a bit?
Ooh, still crazy. I'm still crazy as
Yeah.
ever. But I feel like I'm more grown now. I think I can't say I fully understand life now,
Yeah.
but I understand what my purpose is.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
You're lucky.
Once you find that, ooh,
You're so
nothing
lucky.
can pull you away from that. Once you realize that.
If you don't mind me asking, what would you say your purpose is right now?
My purpose in life is to touch souls. My purpose in life is to heal. Okay, let me put it like this.
That is big.
Oh no, that's big. Trust me.
That is big.
But we'll get there.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's just a milestone that we're gonna reach during the duration of this interview. If you remember when COVID hit, Wiggle Tunes, the radio was disbanded. Due to many reasons. Some I'm not aware of, and some I'm very quite aware of. A lot of things went pear-shaped, and then we're like, okay. COVID now sekulana loko lokuncane lobokuthola lamasenti lawo lebeyangena awasangeni country valiwe akusendeki lokhu. I find myself this is 2019 2020. Yeah. I find myself at the end of 2020 ngisekhaya White River. It's December.
Yeah.
I'm asking myself, Mlingani, what's next, bro? What's next? I'm fine. I'll geek in njengamanje. All you know is music. And that's all you know. That's the only thing that's ever made sense in my life.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Mfana. Alana mtali yakubuta. Mfana wami ngiyakubona, like I see nani. But chief, what's the story?
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to find yourself at that point. So I was like, I don't know. We crossed over to the year early 2021. I remember I get a call 2021 on New Year's. Get a call that my uncle is sick. And we all have that one uncle that we're very close to.
Mm-hmm.
And with mine, I was very close with him. We had a sort of father and son type of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Is my mom's eldest brother, firstborn on my mom's side. I get a call that he's sick. Be mindful, it's COVID season. Get a call that he's sick. My mom was diabetic at the time, and she was newly diagnosed and all of that. So situation was tricky. She couldn't come down and take care of him.
Yeah.
I remember packing a bag that day. I told my mom said, Hlala, I'll go. But you have to go to Nkomazi. Go look after your uncle.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna come here for like 2 days, 3 days, or a week. No. Life was like, oh. I remember packing clothes for 3 days.
Yeah.
I remember my cousin, his eldest son, coming to pick me up. I'd say, hey, chief, timer is this and this. I'm like, okay, fine. I pack clothes for 3 days. I'm pretty sure God was like, 3 days. We drive down. I remember getting there, seeing him lay down a week, not being able to do anything. We're doing everything for him at that time. But I don't know what's in Campbell. It's been living now, so it's happy. It's been living now, so around that time. Oh, I don't know, because no PPEs, no nothing. It's just us raw dogging this whole situation. Few days later, I remember we decided, because my uncle never liked hospitals, never liked doctors. Few days later, we managed to convince him, say, Chief, come on, we need to take you to the hospital. Let's determine if this is really COVID. Take him to the doctor. There's a doctor nearby, Dr. Denisa. Take him to Dr. Denisa's practice. They confirm, it's COVID. I think my uncle panicked. Ooh, things went from that point. Now, I want to panic, trying to figure out now, because now he realizes how dire the situation really is. Like, yo, now I've always known him to be the one that holds my hand and says, "I no, calm down, son. Relax. I got you." To now having the roles reversed, to hold his hand and say, no, Malums, you're fine. We're here. We're born. Now he's panicking, he's worried, he's got kids, he's got a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of work to be done. There were a lot of projects that he still wanted to do. And all of that. So I might not have enough time. I remember on the 8th of Jan, a very somber morning. Have you ever woken up and like even the smell in the air, it smells like death?
Nah, fair.
No, that morning was morbid. Yeah. I don't want to lie to you. I woke up into a very morbid mood around the house. The house smelled like something. Like, it's like you could smell death in the air. I don't know if anybody could understand Leo feeling Leo. Yeah, but I could smell Lorna. I remember waking up, going to check on my uncle in the morning. There was load shedding around that time. He was fine. Because he was coughing, but he's struggling to breathe. Okay, fine. I did my remedies with my cousin. We check on him, and then I remember him, because there were 2 cars at home around that time. I remember him instructing his son, my cousin, to drive up to Mbombela. So, you see, what's in my trunk for my other cousin, who was in hostel in White River, to take Lelo trunk, Lelo Galise to his sister, a hostel. And then, I think we're going to like so that we don't witness what was about to happen. It's like, when Herms, you go that side, when Uhuru, oh, sorry, people don't know that name, but yeah, it's like when Uhuru go to Skuman, go something so small and something so meaningless. I had to go look for ginger at 6 a.m. Ginger? Why should I drive to Skuman now to go look for ginger? I remember driving to and nangifika lapha enzaweni la bengemele ngiyithola khona lelona. I remember ngamtholi lo muntu, and immediately my mind says, drive back now, like now, drive back. I've never driven so reckless in my life. Gone back home. I get home, find my uncle unable to breathe. Lapana is struggling. And that was a very horrible situation to witness. It scarred me for life, but hey, it's last corner, and all of that. So I remember assisting him to get dressed, trying to take him to the hospital. I remember asking the neighbors to help me load him in the car. Around that time, asked the neighbors, while one of my mom's sisters drove. He refused to actually go to hospital. It's like he knew. In a weird way, my uncle always knew the day he would die. He just didn't know the year, which is weird. Always said, "I'll die the day the ANC was born," which he was a politician, by the way. He always used to say, "I will die the day the ANC was born." I was like, hey. And on that exact day, the 8th of January, I remember him saying, "I'm like, Chief, come on, you're not dying. Let's go now." We sat up, watched him take his last breath. Sisa drive probably 100 meters from the house on our way to the hospital. Yo, Lerato, I'm telling you, Woodsy, I've never wept like that in my life. I've never cried like that in my life. Not even when my father passed away.
That's how close you were to your uncle.
That's how deep our relationship was.
So a situation like that, and having gone through that, since Dine kind of shape us. what would you say you got from that experience? The fine tuning nje wayithola from that experience.
Kunemagama malume beyathanda kwasho. Yathanda ukuthi mfana wami timvula mina tinginethile empilweni. Ngimzala ngaka, so I still miss my mom.
Yeah.
God rest my grandmother's soul. Athi yabona timvula tinginethile mfana wami. And to this day tisanginetha, but kunanako lekuthiwa lesisho lesithi budvodza abukhulelwe. You're never too young to grow up. You never know when life is gonna keep you from behind, kick you from behind, and say, "Hey, chief, step up now. It's your time to step up now." You're never ready for that. And for me, that was a paradigm shift on another level, and a paradigm shift I never expected, never anticipated, because at that point in time, I had to learn how to step up and that I'd never been in before. My uncle held a certain role ekhaya, which was keeping the family together. Uhlanganisa family, taking care of umuti. To a point, umuntu who's had everything in life, and they decide to sell everything and then they move back emakhaya. A person who's driven every car they've ever wanted, and they decide to leave all of that. All of that meant nothing in the end. Sold all of that, went back alone. What's he know? Manje sengifuna kunaka umuti awana ngifuna kulungisa umsamo wami. You ask me what that shaped again. For me, it shaped my spiritual life, number one. I had to learn to understand what is required of me now that he's no more. For those that are close to me will tell you, Guti, I have a certain calling about umtandazi, about a prophet, if so to say. So I had to learn certain things I was never ready for, the lessons that life was coming with at that time. Oh, life knocked me hard. Muhammad, the one person who always held your hand, now you have to navigate the darkness alone. In a family, there's always in each and every family. There's always those that are waiting for lesos cards. You understand? When also you make one mistake, they're coming for your head. I found myself in that position, not even realizing. In my mind, I'm like, no, but I'm still young. But life was like, no, chief, no, Momo, step up.
Yeah.
It's time for you now to so it's time to now. It's time for you to now focus on your gift. And my uncle is one of those people who was very supportive in me trying to find myself, Lapog. So that shaped a lot for me. I think I became a man that day. Because once you experience in the and them trusting you, no, chief, I only trust you to handle this. Oh. That's a very tricky one. Because for me, at that point in time, that was the ultimate paradigm shift, because that required me to leave everything I thought I knew in Mbombela. Leave Mbombela for good. I don't know if it's for good, but yeah, I left Mbombela probably five years ago.
Yeah.
And
you know what I wanna know,
yeah.
Speaking about leaving everything behind and shifting in a way, like finding a shift or becoming what you were, basically. You know, because in life's journey, sometimes we appeal, but not in your purpose, not in who you are truly meant to be.
Oh, yes.
And so there's a journey of becoming who, in going through that, I'm speaking to you as Mlingani, the MC,
yes.
the this, the that, which says that you kind of did find your way back to that. But you're also speaking as somebody who stepped into that. So how did you find the balance? How were you able now to merge Mlingani that you built and whatnot, and at some point in life had to let go of, and the Mlingani that you discovered that actually this is what I am meant to do? How do you take both these worlds and, you know, bring them back together to have a balance in your life to say, ultimately, this is who I am?
Oh, that was tricky. Mama kumbula ecaleni nangisho ukuthi navigating that phase. It's not pup and play, it's not child's play. But you're now thrown into a world where you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You are like a blank canvas. Yeah. Everything that you thought you knew is gone. It's gone. In my mind, I think when I first moved back here, I wasn't really worried about finding my purpose because I didn't understand what phase I was in.
Yeah.
It took me a while to actually realize, I would say, oh, Chief, this is a reset, by the way.
But also at the time, did you know that what you thought was your purpose was actually not?
I didn't. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. You thought you were losing your purpose, isn't it?
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
You understand? Because when life jerked me away from what I thought I knew, it's like one moment it's like in a race. Let me put it like this. It's like you're in a 100-meter sprint. And then somebody, one of your opponents, or rather one of your oppositions, you get knocked off course. Now from Ilona, you can come through stand. Now you
Stand on why are you putting her on the spot?
So it's like when somebody akudluta from what you thought you knew, and now you're thrown.
Thank you.
You are thrown off course. But usenga realize while you're still trying to run back into your direction, I left behind. I'm looking at everybody else that I left behind. I'm like, Aibo, Kazin, like, wait for me. So that was tricky for me. But then now, being stripped away from what I thought I knew felt like, I think I understood what depression and anxiety was during that point in time. Because now I'm living a world I knew to a world I don't know. Yes, in Kulelelana, I was born here, raised here, but a part of where my mind was fully developed was in the city, in the suburbs. But now, every contact I had, ngitithola ngizama ku-navigator that lona sengisele in a world that I do not know. I know, but I really don't know how to navigate. Ngifike enkomazi ndoda kusamele uqale phasi wakhe ama-contacts mnumzane. Yabona?
Yeah.
Ngalana. And then God was like, no. Sit down. Ungakujaki konke lokho.
Yeah.
Ungakujaki konke lokho siyafika lapho. Yabona? But I was lucky enough to find certain people that helped shape my spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Because I had to fix certain things within myself. I had to understand certain purposes. Ukuthi, oh, Mlingani, njengoba utithole una situation there so. This was meant to shape this. Go. You are supposed to step in to your purpose. Your job is to heal. Your job is to break curses. Efemelini yakho. Certain people had to leave your side so that when ulon. And then I didn't understand, ukuthi, in that phase, everything would come full circle at the end of the day. I thought I was losing, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought I never saw myself as an MC, that was never part of the plan. It was never in my plans.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was losing, remember? And then God was like, no. Remember, I placed you on this path. The fact that I placed you on this path it means ukuthi I'll still channel you back to wherever I learned. You didn't lose anything. I had people laba konile shape up. I need to thank someone very special, a very special brother. Shout out to Mkulu Afro. He was one of my guides during that journey. I had to understand a lot of things. There's people like Abongobile Zita that helped me realize certain things in life. Would say, oh, okay, Chief, your purpose is this. And I really must say I was lucky during that phase. Because I had to learn to navigate back. And then God was like, okay, now that you understand, oh, by the way, that you thought you lost now. You didn't exactly lose, but I just had to shape up. From childhood, then Mawako or whichever adult around that time. I said, Lerato, Butokeza. It's something, it felt something like that for me. And then I found myself in that position. I was like, oh, okay. So I wasn't really losing. Just I would say, Butokeza, come refresh. Then don't worry, utobachoina first bank and back. But kwanyalo butokeza ucoke ube mnandi ubonakale elonini ebantwini.
All right, so now you spoke about being umthandazi, a prophet, and all of that. Do you practice?
Practice in what sense?
Like uyabathandazela abantu, you know, to a prophet, uyabageza, uyabendani. Do you practice? Are you that kind of?
Not necessarily. So let me put it like this. How my journey is going, I wouldn't say my gift has come full circle.
Yeah.
But I would honestly say at this point in time, I am where God channels me. Wherever He tells me to go, I go.
Yeah.
Whenever I need to attend a certain situation, I will attend to that.
Yeah.
I don't practice. This is not for my own benefit. If God needs me to be in your life at a certain space and time, He will place me on your path.
Yeah.
And should you need to overcome a certain hurdle, and I have to be the one that pushes that stone out of your way, I'll be there.
Okay.
That's that. You understand?
All right.
So I wouldn't say I practice. I just go wherever I'm sent. La mtunyo kona, mabizwa sabeli.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful stuff. Now let's get back to Mlingani Soul Child.
Yes.
Child. Where are you right now in your journey? I mentioned when we got here that you are somebody that also contributes to the entertainment industry. Like
yes.
You know, where are you right now in your journey? I asked you earlier on, would you and music come and I didn't get the straight answer still. You know, because I still feel like I don't know what is happening with you musically. Not so long ago, you're venturing into house music.
Oh yeah.
How did that go?
Ooh. Okay. Upon me coming back to Nkomazine, remember I told you at some point I felt like I lost everything. I'd never seen myself doing house music, never. I've always seen myself as the, they used to make jokes in high school about guys who sing. Everyone, it's either we want to unebu or unebu kids sweat. Yeah, that's all. Everyone. Ufuna kubonwa, ufuna kubane. You see, what's ufuna kuba nebu. I've always seen myself as a soulful singer.
Yeah.
That's it, nan. But coming back here, I realized Nkomas has a lot of talent, Bafetu.
Yeah, we've seen that has been proven.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nkomas, like right now, the whole nation knows. Excuse me. The whole nation knows this is what's happening. I come back here. I remember, I think sometime around 2021, 2022, while I'm still trying to navigate my journey, Lana, I meet Sped Era. Shout out to my boy Sped Era. Labaning Batom Kumbuli had a song during lockdown, Chulu Chive, with DJ Cleo, which premiered on the lockdown house party. Yeah, on Channel O around that time. I meet Sped Air, he's my homeboy. I'm like, hey, fine, Chief. I do this type of music. And in me doing this type of music, I'm fine. I would love to work with you. I would love to check this. I find him, he's doing piano.
Yeah.
And he's hot property around that time. I'm like, I'm fine, man. Come on. You must do something. He's like, Chief. Yeah, stop on. And he was missing me around that time. Because now he won. Figumundu, Aumati, Uzi, hey, Chief, me, I'm doing this and this and this. I'm sure Uzi, there must have been a lot of people approach her concerning Tinjal. So he minds me for a good minute.
Yeah.
And then one day, I don't know what's I'm tutor. He calls me, I receive a call from him. He's like, Except Poison, where are you? I'm like, I'm home. Can you come pick me up? See a studio. A studio, Boban. I say a studio, Bobo Black Eye. Big shout out to Stellon Como, Black Eye, one of the founding members of Woodblock DJs. Around that time, they were still staying probably 2-3 kilometers from my house. So I pick up Sped Era because Sped doesn't live far from me. So I picked them up. Sahamba's studio. The first ever Woodblock DJ studio. Samba Zelapana. I try Lindo Yabo. Like, okay, now it's because of a blogish man. Try this piano thing. First try. I remember we were freestyling with Machita. I'm like, they play this beat, man. I'm like, hey, yeah, give I'm like, play this thing. I've only ever known. Ooh, nah. That's all I've ever known. I get there, the channeling on the blogish. I'm like, hey, what's happening?
The blogish?
Yeah.
Okay.
The piano. I'm like, it's
Piano
Chief.
blogish?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but like, the piano that's a gas.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest about that.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, Chief. I remember the first song that came out was Unjanmonje. It's a song called Unjanmonje.
Yeah.
It's on Sped Era's album called Umchinko, which is available on all digital streaming platforms, by the way. I remember freestyling. I was shocked to see myself in that space. I was like, because everybody looked at me, they're like, oh, so Mr. Soulful. What in be this now? But tried something, so came out something like, here we can, the house apart and some pop penny, better cashy calling number. The guys were like, okay, give us more. Push. We recorded that song in one take.
Yeah.
We were done. We dropped the snippet. Nkomaze goes wild. I'm like, okay. There want me something here. I'm like, okay, let me try this thing. I fell in love with piano that way. Hambe. Introduced to other genres. Now I'm trying out more Afro-tech with Abomon Caster. Around that time, I get introduced to other producers now. Did a couple of songs with Woodblock DJs, the volume 1. Yeah, on the Woodblock DJs of volume 1. I'm like, okay, I did this house thing. There's something, lad.
Yeah, the thing,
yeah.
I feel like Angege says that this dispute that you have talent. You have talent. You're very talented. You're one of the few who's got that kind of talent. The kind of talent that would make it even outside of the province. But for whatever reason, there's something that is missing. I don't know what is it. It's so frustrating because it's like, okay, the ingredients are there. Like we see it. Like when you perform, whether you're doing a rendition or whatnot, we can't debate that. What is missing? What is that one ingredient that you feel is stopping you from your breakthrough musically and that just,
I think this is going to be the first time I ever answer that question truthfully.
Yeah, please do.
Like earnestly.
Yeah.
Let me put it like this. My biggest stumbling block is me.
And I'm saying that because I got that answer yesterday. Yesterday I was okay, even though we're going yesterday, but I was recording na pressure.
Oh yeah, so
Naya, I asked him because Naya, he's almost like, do you understand? I also asked him that question, why, you know, and he gave me that honest answer as well to say, no, it's me, which brings me back to saying that for whatever reason, ni lazy nina, and then I'm because nami I'm also. Nami, I'm also kind of like in that light. So there's a lot of laziness in the province, and I don't know, Guti, is it if or it comfort, you know, what was the word they know I'm Mlingani, they know me, I can sing, whatever. Then you relax.
Let me show you something.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that super talented people, and I don't use that term lightly, I don't use that term loosely, super talented people struggle with is that we usually think talent alone is enough.
Oh. You
it's
think?
Not. No. Like, especially once you discover, or especially when people get in your head, but like so blind. You think that's all you need. But I've been presented with beautiful opportunities, man.
Yeah.
In life, I've been presented with amazing opportunities. I should have been far. But my biggest stumbling block was that I expected everything to come to me.
Oh.
Yeah, but that was my biggest block. And I only realized that at a certain phase, I was like, and I had to learn to take accountability for that. I realized it's okay. But I think also my growth as an individual, where I got to a stage of self-awareness, I realized I needed to take accountability for that.
Yeah.
Hence why I started moving the way I started moving. Now people can't help but take notice. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I had to rechannel myself. I always wondered how I would ever get back. And God provided a path for me to come back, which was becoming an MC. I had to learn to find my confidence again, all over again, learn to channel. Because if anybody from Mbombela will tell you, I used to be a cover artist. I did covers mostly, live music. But I loved that. That's the background I got from the music academy. You understand? I was more afraid of performing my own original stuff, which I have a lot of. I have a huge catalog, but my catalog is sitting there collecting dust in the shelves. But I never done that for myself. So I realized, okay. We had to flow up. And so I was like, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. I went back to my corner. I prayed to God. I'm like, Lord, I see now. I used to complain a lot and say, my favorites, only to realize I'm my biggest downfall. And I was like, okay, Lord, now I realize, I sing a born again mind. Please channel me to a place where I'm able to pick myself up from this rut that I'm in and step into my greatness.
Yeah.
And that's when God was like, okay, say less. I've been waiting for you. Yeah, but so now I see myself, I started doing festivals, I started getting club bookings as an MC, But for me, that was never enough. Yeah, but I'm still answering their question, your question that you asked. I stepped away from Elon. I found myself doing my festivals, my clubs, and all of that. But for me, I saw the darkness in the world, the entertainment. Pace. In those spaces, I was like, wow.
When you say in those spaces, do you mean in music? Or
the music.
MCing and
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but in that at that point in time, I realized there's so much darkness in this thing.
Yeah.
But do I still want to be alone? And one thing about me, I'm not one for angisuye umuntu othanda kuba confrontational or being confronted. Anyone that knows me in my personal space, I'm a very shy person. But when Papa, that's me trying to. I'm trying to shield that boy that was bullied back then. From I'm this timid human being.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I saw the darkness and I was like, maybe being in the limelight is not the one.
Yeah.
Hence why my prayer to God was then, hey, Praji, I think I want to work in the corporate space now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do festivals and Lord, I can't be in the forefront like that, whereby my dirty laundry can be aired at any minute.
Yeah. When you say corporate, you mean now the MCing side?
Yeah, the MCing side.
You just wanted to stick to that and just be...
Not necessarily stick to that, but I'm saying, upon realizing that the amount of darkness that they call Nalana and the amount of depression and anxiety that most creatives go through, you are under public scrutiny. You can't live a normal life. You understand? Once you in the limelight, you are there. You are there.
Do you think that's the case with celebrities here, or
when you say celebrities here, what do you mean?
Yeah,
in Kumazi or
no, like in Mpumalanga in general, because Lana Lana, we're just living life. There's not really much to say about the celebrity aspect of, the entertainment space. Like, I feel like someone once said to me, I don't understand you radio personalities in Bombay. Pardon me for that. She was like, Yatimina, I mean, understand. When you go to Joburg, in the same space, but some personalities are cornerly radio personalities. If you're in the same space with them, you can tell. Now we are born, hey, that person is big. You recognize. I was like, what the hell? Nina dressed however they want to dress. Do you understand? And that person was talking about just radio only. They were like, y'all don't glamorize radio fraternity. You make it look like it's just another job. We are finding the store or somewhere or whatever.
There's something very profound that you touched on the book. And I don't think you
What was that? Because I didn't get it. To be like, what do you mean?
A certain version of me would have probably done the same.
Yeah.
But I get what they're saying, and I also get why most personalities would react like that. Let's put it like this. Like we don't exactly have an industry. Let us be honest and fair about that. We don't exactly have what we call an entertainment industry.
What do you mean when you say that? Okay,
let me put it like this. We have 2 major radio stations, right, in the province.
Okay.
We've got Rise FM, which is the only commercial radio station in the province. We've got Likwala Kwala, and then we have the rest.
And many more.
I'm not saying this. I'm not throwing shade on anyone.
No, but it's not really shade, because all the other ones, I think the community, so valid. It's all
we've ever known was that the entertainment industry is based in Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, Durban, and what, because that's what they've all learned. Mabugi Rise FM, when was Rise FM founded? Here.
Exactly. I work for Rise FM, so I'm supposed to know these things.
No.
So now if you ask me that question, I don't give you the answer.
Look, that was rhetorical.
Next thing I come through and I'm fired.
That was rhetorical. You look at Kuala Kuala has been there for a really long time. And Maubuga, where most of these people from Kuala come from. But Mbase Lokshi.
Yeah.
And Lokshi is Funziswan. What are we taught? And Fana must always be humble. Because you never know what's in Jaja. I learned, I think before I even got on radio, I knew Klangana Namatumane. Oh, put them sign as a word. And he would greet me with the biggest smile. You understand? It's always been that. I think in mentality,
yeah.
I think my mistakes that have gone before us.
Yeah.
I think it's how we were raised. You go to Josie, you won't find the Lerato Kanyaho kudlana na
I think she also made an example Lerato Kanya.
You understand?
But the Lerato Kanya una mall, isn't it? So we can't really talk. We can't really talk about her. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying.
She has her own mall, that lady. You know, so I don't know. I still want to understand what you mean when you say we do not have an entertainment industry.
We don't. Let me show you. Let me show you exactly what I mean.
What right?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna try and summarize this. You know my problem.
Yeah. Hey, so, I've been patient. I'm kind of running out of patience now.
So, the example of you would block DJs.
Okay.
Simple. I'm gonna name
the ones that recently got
Yebo Baba, Skuta Baba.
Those
guys.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
Understand?
Yeah.
Nobody took notice. They dropped their first album and the first EP. Woodblock DJs Volume 1.
Yeah.
In 2021 or 2022. That's the first project we did Nabo.
Yeah.
No one knew who they were.
Yeah.
No one knew who they were. They had to go out.
Which is the story for many prominent people.
Exactly.
In order for them to get recognition, they have to move out of the province.
Because why? Because the province does not have a functioning entertainment industry. Yes, you understand? There's people that are stepping in, but okay, it's in a stoibambishisa.
Yeah.
You understand? It's in a stoibambishisa. But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. An industry is not built in 1 day. It's not built in 2 years, 3 years. It needs every single functioning component to step in. I'm gonna make an example. Princess Ndlovukazi, amazing songwriter, songstress. She had to step out of this province to get recognized outside.
Yeah, I think we have too many testimonies.
Too many examples.
Yeah,
you understand?
That line.
We don't have a functioning industry, Lana in Mpumalanga.
Okay, wait. So what's keeping you here?
Okay, hey, I see you coming through with the curveball questions.
No, since this is something that you already know and you have a strong opinion about, so what's keeping you here? Earlier on, I asked you what was the missing ingredient. Why are you not cracking it big? Do you understand? So in the back of your mind, less statement, less sort one, in the back of your mind means that you already know that if I wasn't here, I'd probably be, bigger than what I am right now. So what's keeping you here? Why are you still hanging around?
The answer's still the same.
What is that?
Me.
Okay.
I'm keeping me here.
Clearly.
Yeah. I'll elaborate.
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat something I said earlier, and which is, I realize the darkness of this industry. I love this industry.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And it's loved me, and it's welcomed me.
Has it really? Truthfully.
Do
you feel like the industry has given you the love that you've given it?
Not fully.
Yeah.
That's one of the darknesses about it.
Yeah.
You understand? This industry, you can love it wholeheartedly, earnestly.
And be loyal to it.
Yeah. But it's never going to be loyal to you.
Yeah.
1 minute you're hot. And South Africa, one thing about South Africa that I like so much, and which is always going to be funny, and I don't say I like because people are shising and whatnot, but one thing about South Africa will give you the attention. Don't know how to vote. When it's your time to shine, we'll give you the attention, all the attention. But the moment somebody else comes into that space, you
That's
understand?
that's what it is, yeah.
This other friend of mine, Zniko Ati, a good dancer always knows when to bow out.
Yeah. Always knows when to leave the stage.
You understand?
Yeah.
The good dancer always knows when to leave the stage.
Yeah.
Because we're shy. You need to understand. It's okay, now it's time to step back. You can't always be hot forever. You're going to burn out, number one. You're going to burn out because you're running on fumes at that point. Your season of grace has passed.
Yeah.
It will come again.
Oh, your season of grace has passed.
You understand? It doesn't mean it's over for you.
Yeah.
It just means the season like in the taco bit Kanya straight it's so cool. Yes, you'll be able to sustain yourself.
Yeah.
Depending on how you channel yourself. You understand?
Listen.
Yes.
What was your best moment? Or what is your best moment so far? As a singer, as an MC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As a singer, Ngula perform a con and you felt like, oh, man. You know?
Yeah. Oh. I don't think as a singer I've had. Okay. What is this? Oh yeah, no, I've had beautiful moments.
You know, because I'm looking at you like, what?
No, I just recalled a memory. I remember sometime last year.
Last year even.
Yeah. Last year. No, I told you I never left the music. I just prefer working in the corporate space.
No, but I'm looking at how far you've had to fetch that memory. Oh, yeah. So I'm like,
no, when you have a pleasant
last year
mind.
is not too long, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you?
I had a gig that side in Nas. The mayor of Nkomazi was hosting what you call this thing? What you call this thing? High tea.
Yeah.
She was hosting a high tea. Anybody that knows me from Malanga Masambombele, they will tell you, Mlingani loves African jazz. I love African jazz so much. It's not even funny. I can do every other genre, but my
okay. So
always circle back to that.
Yeah.
So I found myself touching on something, connecting with so many souls.
Yeah.
In one sitting, and there was absolute silence in that room.
Oh, when you were performing.
You see how most people chase that high of people chanting and like, yeah, people are all up in that. No. I touched on one song, and people are like, and when people stood, and it was people were focusing on the gift. They were enjoying the gift.
Yeah.
They were not making noise. Then they were sitting and they were enjoying. And I've never felt so. It felt so, and the moment I finished, the moment the band went, people stood up and gave a standing ovation.
Ah, that's beautiful.
And I'm like, oh.
Okay, now let's go to the emceeing part.
The emceeing part.
Yeah.
Biggest highlight for me was stepping out of my province of birth.
Yeah.
My first ever interprovincial gig as an MC and Hypeman was being able to go to Northwest, which was sometime in April. Somebody took a gamble. They were like, chief, I got a gig for you in Moruleng, Northwest. Come here and fun.
How much animal? Lap.
Yeah, it's going.
Zaki, have you ever had people boo you? Because, actually, you were tagged in that thing.
Which
MCs
one?
that never know when to shut up.
No.
And I saw somebody tag you to be like, oh, and I think the girl was complaining about you. I don't know what you were announcing. And the girl was like, Mlingani, utositshela, mani. Mani,
I remember what event that was.
Yeah. I think it was all white event.
No, it was not all white.
Yeah.
I remember it was recent. It was the Nkomazi Farmers Market.
Yeah.
Which was held at Mahusha Game Reserve. That moment in time, we had to shut down the show. That was me alerting people who would say,
yeah.
But the DJ, ooh, big shout out to the DJ, by the way, all the way from Matsulu.
Yeah.
He had everybody on their feet. I want to go to that time, even to say top hela and the last DJ, Ukipal Nyao.
When Usabam be my
and then the organizer comes to me and says, Chief, please pass on Malanga the next stage. But we're doing the next one. It's called Chasing Sunsets on the 29th of what. I'm not choice. When your boss says, pass on for that time, you understand? What's on no, Chief? Please tell them good. I'm not sure. I have to say it.
Yeah.
I say it. But no, I've never had a moment where I got booed off stage.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that long. But I've had someone asking me to not hype.
Yeah.
And we were at a festival.
I know that there are DJs that prefer to just get there, do their set.
No. It was a spectator.
Huh?
It was a spectator.
It was somebody in the audience.
I remember that Alcicho. If I were to meet that lady, it's a lady. I remember.
And she was like, no, man. Let the DJ play.
In my mind, I'm like, what are you doing at a festival if you're gonna come and tell me, Woodsy, don't be a hype man. Look at these people. Look. Yeah,
music.
Look.
So you want to rap throughout the whole song, and it's like you're a hype man, not a rapper.
True. But anybody who's ever experienced me will tell you, Guti, how I do my work.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, I think now I think you're going to question. How am I able to bring these two words? Yes.
What did you say your disease was?
ADHD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain.
So, you asked me, how do I marry these two worlds together?
Yeah.
Anyone who comes here, by the way, to say Nkandla Lifestyle Center
right now. I said that.
Yes. Anyone who's ever experienced me on stage will tell you, Guti, you can hardly tell, Guti, it's an MC or hype man on the mic.
Yeah.
You actually feel like it's part of the set. You'd say the DJ is playing an a cappella. No, not necessarily performance. Mm-hmm. It's me understanding my job and my role. Not sounding mundu lo khulumago napa. Of course, I'll throw in those gags lapana. Mm-hmm. I'll throw in those chants lapana. But my understanding of music, because I come from a very musical background, from church and what. And then you're taught, you must count. Log. You must know when the break is. You must know when this comes in. Log. I enjoy that. So what I've learned to do is incorporate the music side and try to marry it. Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with music, I understand, and you're dealing with people. So in order for people to never complain, they must feel like this thing is actually a part of
the song.
Let's say it. So you feel like when a DJ plays, you notice good sometimes a DJ will dlala band ngoma it's an instrumental or mhlambe mute ama vocals on this lawn and add an a cappella of another song. With me, it's almost like that.
Okay.
You can hardly tell it apart.
I trust you.
Yeah. So you're like, okay.
I haven't had the opportunity to experience you at work yet, so I'm hoping that will happen soon, so that in fact but yeah, man, what are you doing in future? I think we've been here so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are such a storyteller.
Oh.
Yes.
We need at least 5 episodes.
Yes.
For this one.
Hey, we are trying.
Yeah.
Hey, we are trying. I'm trying. But it's fine. We got, we got the context. We got to understand and know you a bit more better, which is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you doing? What are you doing in future? When I got here, you told me, you're now a businessman.
Oh yeah.
Recognize.
Right now, guna na deny that most of us in the entertainment space listening nagi. We think we are always going to be hot forever.
Oh, child.
Ooh, very tricky. We're not always going to be hot forever. Guna video lebe trend quite recently. Mchitole Nkomazi. I was on another podcast. I said, hey, but DJ, funani misebenzi.
Yeah.
Funani look. Like let's space lazy this season where she's next season you are that.
Yeah.
You are just that. So for something that you're gonna do. I mean, I recently partnered with my best friend. We opened a car wash and restaurant.
Yeah.
Which is located in Bosfontein, my home village. That's what I've been busy with, but there's the music also. Planning on making a full comeback to music. There's a 3-step project on the way. Beautiful project and a couple of projects that should have dropped years ago.
Yeah.
Will finally drop. I'll actually be releasing my whole catalog very soon. So I'll probably do a compilation drop or just drop in segments. But that's yet to come. And there's also big news coming soon, which I'll be sharing on no other platform but this one. But you'll be the first to know on that one.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be pushing. Definitely. The music is coming through.
Yeah.
And people can look forward to experiencing Eka Silax Hub, Valet and Restaurant. So we're pulling through nicely.
Okay. We love that.
Yeah.
We love that. We wish you growth. Going forward, wish you growth. Look into this thing. Your music. You're really talented.
Thank you.
I don't think God would give you that much talent if you are not meant to be a musician. It just doesn't make sense.
It's true.
Bakhona abantu labakwati gokucula, but not to say vele kufuneka ngicule. Do you understand? But you're not one of those people. I can tell you that. So you are meant to be a musician like that, performing in front of people and touching people's lives and touching people's hearts and possibly healing people. You're a healer as well.
Yes.
You'll find that music is also another tool that you've been given to heal people.
Oh no, it definitely is.
So I wish you luck going forward in doing that. And don't be shy to put yourself out there, but also like take your brand more seriously. I don't know. Have you ever thought about collaborations?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Who would you like to collaborate with?
Honestly?
Yeah. Let's start with what we have.
Yeah. I don't know if okay. There's 2 people.
Yeah.
There's 2 people like I've worked with one indirectly. One is Omid ST. The real ones know who Omid ST, but he's behind a lot of productions.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I'm real now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mad, but I'm real.
Oh no, you definitely know. You definitely know who Omid ST.
Oh.
Is behind some of the production in Murumba Pitch.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
yeah, but I'm real.
Murumba Pitch is the other one.
Yeah.
For those who
he's the other one that you'd like to work with.
Yes, I would love to work with Kachucherojo.
Yeah.
I think he's an amazing songwriter, amazing singer. I have a beautiful working relationship with Omid. We worked together on this other project, Yasin Riolo and Spookies, titled 3-Step Aside. Hence, I think I developed the love for 3-Step.
Yeah.
So that's one person I would love to work with, like on a direct basis. It's okay. Now we're doing this project. Now it's a full-on collaborative effort. Not good see a project to come say figure go CCC. But actually, we're putting our focal point Goyo.
Okay.
And that's what I would love to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it works out for you. And thank you for hosting us. Thank you for hosting us in Kandla.
Yeah.
Why did you bring us here?
I brought you guys here because
What do you love about this space?
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. But I love this place because for me, this place represents a beautiful phase in my life.
Yeah.
That transition. I learned to find myself in other spaces of entertainment here. I became an MC right here.
Okay.
When nobody wanted to take a chance on me,
Yeah.
there were people who believed in me and said, "Hey, Chief, we've seen you work before."
Sentimental.
So I have a huge connection to this place, huge connection with the patrons, the people that come here every weekend in, weekend out, build beautiful relationships with them. Some have become brothers, friends, some have become business associates, some have become this and this. So I think if I were to ever tabula the clouds,
Yeah.
if ever you guys wanted to do After Tears, yeah, please come here.
Okay.
This is where I think my spirit would roam around and say, yeah, Vele, yeah, you could come and remember me here.
Yeah.
I understand. Doesn't matter where life takes me, but Nkandla Lifestyle Center will always be home.
English is very funny, you know. It's like you just said right now, but because you're speaking English, you're making it sound cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my spiritual rumor. Basically. So that's the reason why I wouldn't come to you after TSC. Thank you very much. I'll pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Okay, now we're back to the food, which, you know, it's done in dialogue for a reason.
Oh, yes.
1 to 10, what are you giving your plate?
I'll give my plate.
And not be biased. And stuff, the hearts and everything, but speak the truth now.
No, I'll give this meal an 8 out of 10. Main reason being, this is one of my favorite go-to meals whenever I get here.
Okay.
I think the chefs now know which he pulls up. I'm having.
Are you and the producer having the same meal?
Yeah. We're having the same meal.
Do you concur with the 8 producer? I'm asking, do you concur with the 8? Producer says 6.
Yeah.
So, and I trust him, child.
Yeah. Well, so for me, this is my go-to meal.
Yeah.
I'm having the chicken and wing combo, which goes for 65 here. Very quick and Lorna, it does the job for me each and every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very filling.
It's very filling.
Okay.
You understand? The wings are nice and tender. Meat falls off the bone. You are full satisfactory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you? I see you are. Yeah. How are you enjoying your meal?
Well, yeah, well, okay. Normally what we do is when the food comes through, you just by looking, you rate.
Yes.
So I just looked at my thingies and I was like, they were overwhelming. They, you know, hence I didn't try them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, lama chips and feta because it's lana. I was expecting more from them. They do look crispy and crunchy. They do taste like that, but they were buns. They were buns.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, it's kasi food. It's proper kasi food.
Yeah.
So Nami, I'll go with the 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with the 6 as well. Recommend. Love the space. I love it. I love the space. It does look like, you know, a place where you can come and chill with your friends.
Yeah.
And have a good time and enjoy intimate moments even. So yeah, it's
Very
a pity. Sifike empty. I don't know if it's Babalekelitzini or what, but you know, I feel like it's one of those places where you want to kind of get a feel of the vibe.
Yes.
It looks like it's just nice. There's plenty of mirrors. Yellow bone in one of the mirrors, and I was like, oh my god, definitely would want to be here all the time because what you turn around, there's a mirror, you take a picture. You know, and there's many of this. The space is just beautiful. The aesthetic, I like. So yeah, in Nkandla, what's the full The full name?
Oh, it's the Inkandla Lifestyle Center.
Inkandla Lifestyle Center. We
Oh,
were
yes.
all the way out in Gomas. Goodness gracious.
Mine yahamba Lerato.
Mayesihambile. Mayesihambile.
Anisabini.
No, at least besiphatheke kahle.
Ah, now I'm
Yeah,
glad. I'm
At least
glad.
besiphatheke kahle. Shout out to people basenkomazi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Big shout out to you guys. Next time you're coming to me though. But yeah,
Definitely.
okay, we're done.
Definitely.
We're done. Peace out.
Yeah, peace out.